Craig's thought of the day. Let's talk Tottenham. Let's talk about Igor Tudor. If you were in charge at Tottenham, if you were Vinay or Johan, apart from the fact you'd probably be doing a better job, what would you do about the managerial situation at Spurs? Would you stick with Igor Tudor, or would you look to be bringing in somebody else? And if you were going to be bringing in somebody else, who would that be? Obviously, reports that De Zerbi is interested in the Spurs job, but only if we stay in the Premier League, and that's one for the summer, as Fabrizio Romano reported. But there are other reports out there that Spurs are looking at bringing in De Zerbi now, but putting in a clause in his contract that says if we go down, he can leave. So which way would you go? What would you do? Would you bring in a permanent now? Would you try for De Zerbi? Do you think he would make the difference that we need at the moment? 7 games remaining. I would still maintain that we need a manager that comes in and puts their arm around these players and tells them how good they are. Would they get that from De Zerbi? I'm not sure. I'm still not 100% convinced personally that De Zerbi would be the best choice for Spurs. No doubt the football would be massively entertaining, and he would certainly, I mean, he's certainly a good manager, but is he the right fit for Spurs? Would this be another bad choice? It's an interesting one, and one that, let's face it, yeah, we've got 3 or just under 3 weeks now until we play Sunderland, but it's a decision the club are going to have to make. Do they stick with Igor Tudor, or do they look to bring somebody else in? Do you bring in, like I say, somebody from the club, like a Hoddle or a Mason or a Tim Sherwood or a Harry Redknapp or somebody like that? What is the right solution? I don't know if anybody actually knows, and nobody will know until that decision's been made or not been made, and at the end of the season be assessed to say, oh, we should have done this, should have done that, and hindsight's a wonderful thing. But there's one thing's for sure, we're in a hell of a mess at the moment, and I would say that they need to do something. They need to throw one last throw of the dice and see how the numbers fall, because at the moment we're going one way, and that is down to the Championship, and by the time we kick off against Sunderland we could well be in the relegation zone, because West Ham of course play Wolves that weekend first before we play Sunderland. So seeing that reality is going to be pretty bad if that comes to pass. But get down in the comments, let me know, what would you do with Igor Tudor at the moment? Would you keep him, or would you look to bring in somebody else? And if you would bring in somebody else, who would that be?